Hi, welcome to today's video titled Into the Jungle, an exploration of contemporary techniques on the recorder. And this is a little recap video from our previous recorder club. So the first sound we're going to make today is the sound of rain. So we can very gently start tapping the bottom of our recorder like this. And maybe the rain starts to get a little bit heavier, so we can then tap it a little bit faster, a little bit harder. Then we can gradually make the pitter-patter raindrops like that. If you like a trickier way to make rain, or a more advanced way, you can also start on B and then gradually put each finger down to make the sound of raindrops like this. Next up, we're going to create the sound of a sleeping sloth using our recorder. Now what we're going to do is, using the windway here, we're going to put the windway to our lips and basically just inhale and exhale into the windway to create this snoring sound. Have a listen. Next up, we're going to create the sound of the wind rustling the trees and the leaves. We're going to do this by blowing across the holes of our recorder like here. So I'll just show you. And you can experiment with how close and how far away you need to be for the air to get into the hole. So experimenting is key here, really. I'm quite close. The sound of a stream. So with this one, we're going to start with quite an explosive tss, tss articulation, popping our mouth near the windway as we do so. And this sound we're hoping to create is the sound of a stream or waterfall. So have a listen, see what you think. Next up is one of my favourite ones, and we need to take the head joint off our recorder for this one. So remove the head joint, the recorder down. And we are going to blow through the recorder, but have our palm open. And as we blow, we're going to gently close the palm. This sound can create some sort of animal jumping into the water or something. So the jumping sound is what we're after. So have a listen. Okay. Next up, we're going to be staying with the monkeys, and we're going to be trying to create the sound of them chit-chatting all together. So for this one, we can blow into the recorder and just move our fingers to create a sound of lots of chatting. So have a go like this. And if you want to make it a bit trickier, you can then use the articulation whilst moving your fingers. So, like this. There we have the chatting monkeys. Now, the jungle is full of predators and dangerous animals. So a way that we can create this foreboding sense of danger, let's say, is by using a technique called glissando. So I'm going to start on low D, and I'm going to very slowly slide my bottom finger across the hole to create a sense of something is coming that's a little bit dangerous maybe. And as it gets closer, we can then speed up the glissando, so moving that finger. Yeah, sounds a little bit like, not the Jaws theme tune, but yeah, same idea, kind of. And that's our sense of danger approaching. And we are continuing with our glissando theme, but this time using all our fingers. So now imagine we have like a sloth that's been sleeping, like from earlier, and they're kind of waking up now and they're going to do a stretch and a slow yawn. So we could start with all our fingers on the recorder and gradually do this, which gives the sound or feeling of stretching or yawning perhaps. Let's give it a go. Okay. Starting with all fingers down and very slowly, all at once, removing them for that stretch or yawn. Next up is another one of my favourite sounds to make, and we are going to create the sound of a swarm of bees approaching. So to do this, we're going to use our hand and the wind way. I'm going to put our hand over, and we're just going to experiment with maybe waving the hand fast and slow to create the sound of the sort of surging bees. And you can choose any fingering on the recorder, or you can just hold it like this. It's completely up to you. So let's see, starting slowly, maybe getting a bit quicker. Now be careful not to completely cover the wind way, because if we do that, we won't have any sound coming out. So we want to make sure we have like a kind of cave, yeah? Cave, so we've got a little bit of space between our hand and the recorder. Because if I do it like this, have a listen, doesn't sound as bee-like as I want. So make sure you've got a bit of space, curved hand and the bees. Now we're going to have a go at creating the sound of a frog. And with this one, we're going to start off by just using our voice. So let's try and find a sort of croaking frog sound, maybe something like It's easier to have our mouth open for this because we're going to use our recorder in a minute. So find your frog sound, Now pick any note you like with a B, A or G, or another hand, it's up to you. I'm going to pick A, and I'm going to go but with the recorder this time. Now we have the sound of a frog. The next technique we're going to look at is called flutter tongue, and it's basically if you can roll your R's on your own, so just try. It's quite a tricky one. Took me a while to be able to do it. And I was thinking, if we have like a lion in the jungle, for example, maybe they're resting, maybe they're gonna purr. I have to check if lions can actually purr. Let's go with it that they do purr for now, otherwise we'll find a big cat that does. And we're gonna do the but try and do another note on the recorder as well. So a bit like the frog. So we're doing and the recorder. With this one, it's helpful to open our mouth a little bit, have a bit of space. So it's a bit tricky. So if we can be a bit relaxed with our lips while we're doing this, that would be great. So we've got a very relaxed embouchure. And it should make the sound of an animal purring. And the final sound we will make today is the owl sound. So to make a sort of hooting owl sound, we're going to just take the head joint off. We're going to put our palm on the bottom, and we're going to just play tu into our recorder. Okay, so have a listen. Thank you so much for tuning into our jungle video today with contemporary techniques on the recorder. Maybe you can even have an explore on your recorder and see if you can find any other ones that I haven't. But thank you again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it.